What is up, y'all? We are going to talk about the RainBro, aka Rainbow Bright, and its setup. So, Mo Stooge saw some of my destruction over on the forums and reached out to me and was like, hey, I want you to try these HD3 links and I want you to put them through the fucking paces. So, I told Mo, let's do it. So he sent me over a set with open gear drives and I started building. Going with the Flipsky 6.3 7.4s 140 kV motors, open gear drives, Amazon junction box for the battery box. I love this thing. I can fit a couple of good batteries in there, and I knocked down the little nubs inside, and I can fit 2 or 3 12 to 16 amp hour batteries in there relatively easily. The setup is pretty good. We got both of the trucks on there, and I put my rear one in reverse because of the deck and its angles. We're using the Spintend uBox V1, and I'm going to use some of the onboard power from it for lighting purposes. As you can see here, we got some nice purple light coming out, and the purple light is from the LEDs that are wrapped around the Spintend uBox. The enclosure is an R32 Tech enclosure, custom designed, and it has the uBox inverted with the heatsink facing up and coming through the unicorn cutout in the enclosure lid. The side has P&W E-skate with the Sasquatch, and those go all the way through and are filled with clear epoxy. So when the unit powers up, and the LED gets power, it will glow purple out through the letters, and it is really fucking sick. As you can see, I do a little hit list with cardboard, and that just keeps me knowing what I need to do next, and I can keep adding to it, marking it off when things are done. Let's power it up and check these out. Fucking sick. That is so fucking sick. I love it. Absolutely sick. Sick. Yeah, so P&W E-skate backlit with purple LEDs looks hella fucking dope. Taking it out on a shakedown run here. We are rolling with the OSRR from Derelict Robot and the Free Skate Foundation. Running over a UART port, kind of out of necessity. The issue I had was I didn't have a cable to hook up my PPM to this because my PPM cable for my pucks fit in the Storm cores, and that one is a little bit smaller, so I do plan on getting that cable so that I can have an option for either remote on this board. I do really like the telemetry, being able to easily see how fast I'm going, how much battery I've spent, how much battery is remaining, how many miles I've clocked. It's all really nice. Definitely putting this board through the paces. Not holding back, taking it on road, off road. I'm wearing some Carhartt overalls here because it's wet out. These things keep me warm and dry. So, this was a great ride, but all great rides must come to an end, you know? What better way to christen a board on its first ride, shakedown ride, than to fucking run out of battery. Fucking classic. So, next up, it's raining. What do? let's go hit a garage and throw some cone down, do some speed runs. Hooked up with Nate and Benjamin, and just had some fun putting it down in a garage. Really digging the board, digging its agility and its stability. Pushing about 90 amps out to each motor with the uBox, and we're running 12S right now. I do feel a little bit hindered with the 12S setup and want to swap out ESCs, go to something that can handle higher voltage and higher amps, so I can really push some limits with this. Seriously, you should do some garage sessions. They can be so much fun. Just get a couple of friends, drop some cones, do some runs. If you really want to, you can time some laps. You can time them manually while you're there, or you can just set up your camera in a fixed position, start recording, and then in post you can do your timing, which is what I did on the garage sesh video. I'll drop a link in the description below. The garage session video turned out pretty nice. I love just laying into the throttle on this and letting the board just go. The feeling of all them amps rushing into the motors and launching you to speed is fucking epic on this board. We actually had some visitors this night. We're up on level 2, and some folks down on level 1 heard all the noise and came up to see what was going on. And they came up and watched us for a good little bit. It was fun. So, garage session was dope, yes. And I'd been running 200mm wheels. But Mo was like, hey, do you want to check out these AT wheels? And I was like, well, fuck yeah, I do. So he sent me over these wheels, which I think are 153 or 163mm. And they are like the Stooge street race wheels, like the track pack or whatever. Except they're knobbed for AT. So I set them up one day on my lunch break at work and was able to pull a quick garage run around just to make sure stuff was feeling good. And they actually feel pretty smooth on the road. They don't feel knobby like you would expect them to feel. They feel just big, wide, and smooth. Very grippy. And with that big, wide smoothness, on bad terrain, they can kind of pull a little bit when they hit an imperfection in the road. But other than that, they're pretty awesome. I did find, however, when trying to stop fast, if I do give too much braking power, they do kind of hop a little bit, similar to mud tires on like a Jeep or an off-roading truck. They can kind of just hop a little bit, which is just kind of a little bit unexpected, but yeah, some dope Apex gloves. I'm actually liking these things. And here I am charging one day at work. I ran over to lunch to one of the other campuses. And yeah, I told you I'm putting this thing through the paces. So here's some fun off-road, single-track trail stuff. Over on the Powerline Trail, here in Redmond, King County area of Washington State. This trail's fun. It's got a few cutbacks, a few sharp turns. And then what they do on these trails is they'll put in 2x4s going across the trail to help prevent erosion. And that's fun. If you're walking, if you're on a skateboard, it kind of means that you need to be ready to jump these things. So it does lead to a lot of e-skate jumping. I almost slid out on that corner there. This board feels really good on and off-road. Off-road, it feels good into the upper 20s, lower 30s. And I haven't went 18S yet, so we're still kind of stuck there with our gearing, but that's coming soon. So here we are on them big fat stooge wheels. I just love dropping the amps and watching these things tear up the trail and just throw rooster tails. And then being so wide, they don't just dig in and drop into the earth. They throw and go at the same time. And they stay relatively stable. You can stay kind of in control of what you're doing when you throw in that rooster tail. All of the off-road jumping that I've done, all of the rocks that I've hit, and these things, God, I love that rooster tail. And these things are still just solid. I haven't had any issues with bending. I have had to readjust the rear motor brackets one time because they dropped down. And after I readjust them, I just did a really good job of cranking down on the bolts to keep them from sliding again. And then they've maintained their position ever since then and just stay where I want them to be. I just really love this, like being able to just throttle, power, take off, and throw all that dirt and debris behind you it's so much fun. You know what I'm talking about. This one was unexpected. It threw so much mud all over my pants. Like I said, all these jumps and these trucks are still just hanging on strong, taking a beating and not breaking, not bending, just generally doing a kick-ass job of doing what they're supposed to do. Being an HD truck is nice and durable and strong. Yeah, I've been really impressed with the setup. I also expected these open gears to catch catch debris in on rocks and pieces of sticks and things and jam up, but I've not had that happen one time in hundreds of miles. All in all, I would say that I absolutely love this setup. I love the HD trucks. I love taking them off-road. I love that they're actually durable to hold up to that now and the Seattle streets. And I'm kind of loving these thick wheels and the way that they dig in, remain stable, throw rooster tails. Definitely awesome. And I'm definitely loving riding them right now. I do think sometimes maybe for long trips I'd like something with air in them, so it takes a little bit more of that shock out when you're on the road. But for off-road, these seem to be a hell of a lot of fun on these tracks, and just generally manage to keep pretty good grip. Anyways, that's what's up with this board now. Stay tuned for the 18S conversion and dropping in some SKP Solos and probably some bigger, chunkier motors, so I can push hella amps and go really, really fast. Love you guys.